protests against immigration raids, which are spread across the country right now. Sixth day in Los Angeles. Last night, LA Mayor Karen Bass declared a curfew for 1 square mile of the city's downtown, citing what she called widespread vandalism, as California Governor Gavin Newsom condemned President Trump's deployment of the military as a brazen abuse of power.
Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is standing by with more on the president's response to the situation in L.A. But first, our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, starts us off with the latest on the ground there. Good morning, Matt.
Hi, good morning, Robin. This is the first curfew in downtown Los Angeles since the George Floyd protests. And the protests that began here on Friday against the crackdown on immigration by the Trump administration, as you both mentioned, now spreading nationwide as Governor Gavin Newsom with a broadside against President Trump, calling the deployment of those federal troops behind me a brazen abuse of power. Overnight, the protests, which have rocked downtown Los Angeles, spreading across the country in response to the Trump administration's immigration crackdown.
Hands off our students!
From Boston, Seattle, and D.C. to Milwaukee.
No Trump! No ICE! No fascist USA!
In Chicago, a car driving through a group of demonstrators. In New York City, police and protesters clashing, officers pushing protesters back. While the majority of protests have been peaceful, in Los Angeles, for a fifth consecutive night, mounted police officers swarming protesters as that curfew kicked in. Governor Gavin Newsom claiming Tuesday that democracy is under assault, requesting a federal court block President Trump's unprecedented military mobilization.
Donald Trump's government isn't protecting our communities. They're traumatizing our communities.
LA Mayor Karen Bass issuing a curfew for downtown LA that could last several days, hoping it'll stop vandalism and looting of businesses.
Law enforcement will arrest individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted.
But protesters continue to pour into the streets of downtown LA. The LAPD has allowed several hundred protesters here to meander pretty freely right down the streets of downtown Los Angeles for several hours now. The one thing they have not allowed them to do, descend down to the 101 freeway. And when hundreds of protesters briefly blocked traffic on the 101, police pounced. Late Tuesday, we spoke with LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell. Do you need the help from the thousands of federal troops?
No, they're on a separate mission. Our mission.
You don't need their help, is what you're saying.
We have a protocol in place for doing what we're doing today, and that's we mobilize the department or parts of the department. We've done that, and then to request mutual aid. We did that last night. We brought in members of 14 different police agencies from throughout Southern California. They are supplementing our officers out in the field, doing a variety of different assignments, but crowd management and crowd control is a big part of that.
Later, a demonstrator telling me that one of her family members was taken by ICE while at the grocery store.
They don't say anything. They don't call family, let anybody know what's going on. You just got to find out in the news if your loved one's missing. LA's police chief also telling me that we are not likely to see Marines and National Guards interacting with protesters out on the streets here of Los Angeles. He said that will remain the jurisdiction of local law enforcement. But Governor Greg Abbott of Texas announcing late last night that he is deploying the National Guard to multiple locations across Texas to handle anticipated protests there. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks.